Spider-Man for the Sega Genesis was released in 1991. No, not the LJN version, the Sega of America produced version, also known on its title screen as Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin, but not the amazing Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin for the Sega CD. That was made by a different developer based on and using some of the assets from the Genesis version of Spider-Man, the Sega of America version that is, not the LJN version, which was based on the Fox cartoon, not the comic book as the Sega of America version is. Jeez. Anyway, Spider-Man for the Genesis is a, dare I say, high-concept side-scroller. Probably too high concept, though I do admire it for its ambition. Kingpin has planted a bomb in New York and publicly blamed Spider-Man. With the New York populace now against him, Spider-Man must fight through his rogues gallery to find and disarm the bomb and clear his name in the next 24 hours. Describing this as a linear side-scroller would be technically correct, but selling it way short. There are a number of steps taken to adapt gameplay and align it to the developing storyline. This is actually a story-heavy game, with surprisingly well-written dialogue, especially for a game of this era. Unique twists to the standard side-scrolling gameplay add an immersive element. In Spider-Man, you have as many lives as you need. Your real enemy is the timer in the bottom right. That's when Kingpin's bomb goes boom and the game ends. If your life bar runs out, you are hauled off to jail. You can escape in comically easy fashion, but you will lose 2 hours. Health can be regained with power-ups or by retreating to your apartment at any time. Health will regenerate while you are stoically standing in your apartment, though you will have to start your current level from the beginning. Time drains faster here, but you lose less than getting thrown in jail. Web fluid can be replenished by finding power-ups and also taking pictures of supervillains or powerful enemies. You then sell those pictures to the Daily Bugle to buy more web fluid. Spider-Man and all of his comic book foes are captured gorgeously in sprite form. Animation is much less impressive. The lack of frames makes Spider-Man look like he is taking part in Olympic race walking. Music ranges from genuinely catchy to cringe-inducing, running the entire gamut of Genesis sound quality. Levels are rarely as simple as move all the way to the right until you get to the boss, though they are mostly short. Some levels have alternate routes you can take. Others require some simple puzzle solving. All the while you need to manage time and web fluid wisely. And at seemingly random, inopportune times, Venom will ambush you. Spider-Man is captured here in a remarkable way. To a point, anyway. While all these extra twists are fantastic, it's the core gameplay where things break down. Spider-Man is not controlled easily. You are asked repeatedly to walk along walls and ceilings. To do so, you hold the jump button, C. To jump off the wall, you need to press in the direction you want to go and let go of C. This does not work well in practice and doesn't feel right even when it does work. Sometimes you don't stick to the wall, other times you fall off rather than jump off. The game also asks you to use the web swing, done by holding A while jumping, in some weird, non-intuitive ways. Attack inputs are missed regularly, but an even worse, weirder issue is that some enemies seem inconsistently invulnerable. Just look at this. Or this. Do you have any idea what's going on here? Enemies range from typical to stupid and annoying. One of the worst enemies in the game are these stupid rats. They move so fast as to not only catch you off guard, but to be difficult to time an attack against. you're literally being pecked to death by rats. Web attacks are the only safe attacks, but they are no help against the rats. Every boss, with the exception of the seemingly invincible Sandman, are easily web spammable. Some bosses are so lazily designed, like Electro here, that I feel no guilt for doing so. Once you figure everything out, beating the enemies are a snooze, but the janky platforming and controls remain. Spider-Man was the second game I owned for the Sega Genesis. Though I look back more kindly on it today, I was more often frustrated and confused as a kid. The spins on gameplay were harder to figure out, so all I saw was the slippery platforming and spammy attacks. But when taking into account all of its spins on traditional side-scrolling gameplay, and its writing and story, one thing becomes clear. This was a game made by people who love Spider-Man. That shines through enough to make this a decent game, and the best Spider-Man game on the Sega Genesis. But that's not really saying much.